Welcome back to Moto Italia. I originally thought this would be the final episode in the Griso build series. But as I started putting everything together, it quickly became clear that it would be way too long if I tried to fit everything into one video. So this episode will focus on getting the wheels installed, fitting the handlebar controls, the gear and brake pedals, and finally, the brake calipers and lines. I'm also trying something a little different this time. This episode is less edited than the previous ones, with longer clips and less fast forwarding. I hope you like it. And please let me know in the comments what you prefer. Longer, less edited videos like this one, or the shorter, fast forward format from before. First up, it's time to mount the rear wheel. The wheel bolts directly onto the CRC unit, with a thin dust shield placed between the hub and the wheel. I apply aluminum paste to the wheel bolts, both on the threads and on the conical seat, to prevent corrosion and ensure proper torque later on. The bolts are just snugged up lightly using an impact driver for now. We'll torque them to spec later in the process. Next, I'm moving on to the left side of the handlebar. I start by cleaning both the handlebar and the inside of the rubber grip with technical alcohol. This removes any grease or residue, and since the alcohol evaporates quickly, it doesn't need to dry before installation. Once everything is clean, I slide the grip into place. A great tip here is to use compressed air between the bar and the grip. It helps push the grip on smoothly and lets you fine-tune its position perfectly.
But then I didn't see in the bump that there is a non-R.
No.
Maybe that's a Euro, this territory, maybe
The 750 SR, have you seen that one?
no.
Really? I'll show you some pictures. I'll show you some pictures as well.
more Chinese propaganda.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
So, you know, we'll probably get slagged for that as well.
It's a handsome looking dog.
Yes. The one we rode in Portimao. Look at that 3-spoke wheel. I don't want premium superbike classes to be...
With the grip in position, I mount the clutch master cylinder assembly and snug down the clamp bolts evenly. But I won't set the lever angle just yet. That will be part of the final setup once the bike is ready and adjusted to fit me. If you're interested in learning more about proper motorcycle setup, handlebar geometry, lever position, suspension tuning, and more, Dave Moss Tuning has some fantastic videos on the subject. He even made one specifically about suspension setup on the Moto Guzzi Griso. I'll leave a link to that in the comments below.
Yeah, but they can do other things as well. Yeah.
Children in the garden.
Yeah. Although bike sales are in their arse.
Well, great segue, Chris. I mean,
As a professional.
it's not your first radio, is it? It's not good news.
No.
July registration, because that's the last available registration from our friends at the MCIA.
They love us.
From July 24 to this year, sales are down 17.8%.
It's all the extra Uber Eats drivers we've got, isn't it?
With only a week to go until a live draw at 40.
Before moving on, I also attach the upper end of the clutch line to the master cylinder and route the hose loosely along the frame. The lower end will be connected later in the series when we finish the hydraulic system.
And choose your weapon.
It's time for Show Us Your Grammar.
This is my favourite part of the show, where we get a glimpse of those gorgeous, juicy growlers. Let's take a look. Yummy.
Right, so we put a post out nearly an hour or so ago, and the feedback has been incredible. We had 285 entries for a Show Us Your Growler.
That's a lot of growler.
That's a lot of growler, and I want to shout out. So this is the first one from my friend, our friend, Glenn Handlebar. He's posted a picture of his wife. So this is from Dave Grace, and I think he says she keeps her growler under wraps. There's a lovely full titanium macro hiding under there. He's not wrong. I mean, it's such a shame that you can't do it. I mean, the RCA firm favourite area.
No, but it's like nice lingerie.
Yeah.
Or those gym.
I can't get the rats out because
That is an absolute bomb.
right, this is from Tony Greenslade. I brought this lovely example. I was an F750 SP last year. Yes, it's a real SP version under all that. The seat unit was original single, one cut down.
So that's a YZF750.
It is, yeah. I think he's having a jest. But I mean, look at that proper Acro exhaust.
That is awful.
Johnny Taylor, 09 SP with a full Yoshi, simply lovely. Indeed, I like that. I've got a lot of time for that.
Yeah, it's like a two-tone, is it? Or is that just a
No, that's
reflection?
just a reflection.
Okay, polish.
Yeah. Gordon Bell.
He's been right up there, mechanicals.
Yeah.
That's a lot lovely to
A round of clusterfuckery. Glenn Owen gets sacked.
Moving over to the right side of the handlebar, I start by mounting the start/stop switch onto the bar. Once that's in place, I install the front brake master cylinder and snug the clamp bolts, just enough to hold it in the correct position.
I mean,
I'm not saying
Before installing the throttle assembly, I lubricate all the moving parts to ensure smooth operation. Then, I slide the throttle tube assembly into place and tighten the screws so everything sits roughly in the correct angle.
and that's it. Please stay.
Yeah, it's not good. So I think you should be able to do a contest. This is what I was trying as well. If you can cope, yeah, when you want it. My first day on the motorway, everyone over 100 miles an hour, and just concentrating, yeah, what they're doing. They're concentrating on driving vehicles, looking at what they're doing, where they're from someone in Tesla, on auto driving. So if they're not concentrating, they're thinking about stuff like making their car faster than they're doing. So the danger, the people paying attention is not being very fast. But there was a report, and in fact, we should have a news report with UK motorways, UK motorways versus your
Germany, and it is, the difference is massive. I mean, we're talking like thousands, and compared to Germany, is obviously a big country, way bigger, and with more traffic on the roads. But we're talking like the difference was thousands of crashes. So,
And I'll tell you something else, which nobody is going to report on, which is the amount of accidents that's causing. Even the start-stop stuff. You've all been at a junction and gone, I can't pull out now, I've got this. But the car's turned off, or the van's turned off, and it's like, oh, and by the time you've rolled into the road and almost caused an accident, like, sorry. And the lane assist stuff, I had a hire van not so long ago, and it was the biggest pile of shit I've ever driven in my life. And it's binging at you, bonging at you, you're speeding. It gets the speed wrong, everything is completely wrong.
there's a bong in the front, there's a bong in the back.
And it forces you out of the lane. It can't read the road properly. And to the point where a friend of mine lives in a London street nice avenue. There's cars parking like parallel parking around the side, but to overtake the cars, you have to cross the central line. And in recent years, she's lived there for like 15 years, no one's ever crashed there. There's been like 4 or 5 crashes of people just piling into the first car of the parked cars. Because what happens is they go driving along nice and smooth, go to overtake all the parked cars. The car then goes, "You're drifting lanes!" And then it just makes them crash into the other cars. What? Make it make sense. Please, make it make sense. Because
I think we should all drive like
old
1980s.
cars. Just refuse to buy
Escorts.
new cars. Just
Yeah.
refuse to buy new cars until
Saab
they take it out.
93s and just get some real.
And how much you got paid on the price of that vehicle? A new modern van is like 50 grand.
Yeah. Wow. A nice one, yeah.
Yeah. And how much of that's all the shit stuff? Anyway, right, sorry.
Next up, Chris, it's the Online Safety Act. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Well, a lot of that's it. So, how are you guys? Have you got a VPN yet?
No, I just gave up. Gave my information away.
Oh right, you actually. So
I
this,
did it,
is,
yeah.
this is the
Anti-wanking.
anti-wank. Right? As if life in Britain hasn't got desperate enough, they've now taken away our wank.
I mean, it's easier to get in the UK than it is to have a wank in the UK.
Oh, I mean, so this is all based around this online safety bill, which is designed to protect children and vulnerable people. Fair enough. Yeah, that's all great.
And I've got to say, I do. I mean, my lads have had free access to the internet, and some of the stuff they've seen, I think they're scarred for life.
Are they?
No, but in all seriousness, something needed to happen.
Yes.
Next, I route the throttle cables properly along the upper part of the bike, keeping them free of sharp bends or tight
Mark was
spots.
on CB500, Carter was on his race bike, his R6, at Cabot Park, 2 weeks before the BSB, so he was there testing. Mike was on CB500, and Carter fucked by. Now the context of this, if you haven't seen the video, Carter went up to overtake Mike, going into the last corner at Cabwell. He pulled out at the last minute. He pulled out at the last minute, and then apparently he sort of shook his head, pulled out in frustration, not because of Mike, and then passed him onto the straight, on Cabwell straight. Now, this is my point. So, we should have, instead of ability, advanced, inters, novices, we should have capacity-based groups for track days. I think, in fact, I know it will be safer than the current system. Prove me wrong.
I disagree.
Okay.
Because
That, regardless of if it's a guy on a novice on 1,000 against a racer on 1,000, sure. I think you might have a few issues. Here's a better idea. Right, have a novice only group. The rest of them be split into capacity groups. There it is. That's the answer.
I think that will cause more problems. I think the only way you can really categorise it is overall lap time.
But you missed my point about the closing speed.
I understand the closing speed. But
And riding a 600 with.
yeah, but it's not. The whole point is it's not a race.
No, exactly.
It's a tractor.
It is. But the closing speed of a 1,000cc superbike against a CB500, I think, is more dangerous than having both guys on 1,000.
Okay, but what if one guy on 1,000?
Anyway, like I said, welcome to Budget by Battle 7. This is a mammoth exercise. The plan is we're going on Booby Stag Do. So we're starting off here in Rotterdam, going to Amsterdam, and then we're going to wind our way through Europe.
Prague, Bratislava,
Yeah.
all the stag do cities of Europe.
Stag Do
actually.
capitals.
But there is one crucial element, which is we need to pick the girls up in Amsterdam.
We do.
We needed on our vehicles pillion capacity, we needed touring ability. It's going to be an absolute test of endurance of the mind, of the body, and of the machine.
Yeah.
So,
And his gut, because Stag Do every night for 7 nights.
Now it's time for the right hand grip, which goes on exactly the same way as the left one, using alcohol and compressed air to make it slide on easily.
well,
Yeah,
we show them what we got.
let's do it.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, more about. This is the twist from
Hi mate. How you doing?
yeah, radical.
Welcome to my championship winning Steve. This is a 2014 BMW R1200 RT. So this particular one is an ex-police bike.
It's probably the most boring bike in existence, though, isn't it?
Mate, that's so unforgettable. I don't even know, I can't even remember what it is.
Since my setup includes a magnetic cruise control system that takes up a bit of extra space on the handlebar, I trim about 1 centimeter off the edge of the rubber grip. It's a simple and clean operation once everything is mounted.
What I've also done is I've gone for the complete twat look, I like to call it, to give myself, I suppose, a slight disadvantage, and I've chosen probably the most hated motorcycle. It's almost boring, and it's actually a very capable bike, but it probably is, admittedly, the most hated motorcycle by other motorcyclists.
And especially when people wear vests like
And especially when people wear polite vests like this. So I've gone all in.
Yeah,
I've gone all in.
Soak it in.
But this is, it's really stag do, let's have a laugh, and it's going to be challenging, and this girl is an excellent bike to take on the competition.
But, I mean, you haven't got a seat.
I have, what's that?
It looks like a chopped-up go-kart thing.
Well, it is a chopped-up go-kart.
Right, brilliant.
It has got a calibrated speedometer.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and I put these little sirens on.
Hello boys, Kawasaki Voyager 12, 1200cc inline 4.
Finally, I connect the throttle cables to the left throttle body. The fine-tuning of cable tension will be done later in the series using the adjuster screws on the throttle housing.
10 miles down there and then another 10 miles when I rode it to the very terminal.
And that's it.
That's it.
Full tank when you bought it.
I can't remember.
They definitely did, because you said, oh, it's even got full tank.
Oh fuck, really?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant it was.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, there wasn't a puddle of fuel underneath it, though, was there?
No, I'm hoping it's a dicky fuel gauge.
Well, we'll find out now, won't we?
Yeah.
Oh, when you follow Chris with that vest on, is it filling you with the same sort of anxiety that it's filling me with? You know when you see a cop out and you just kind of, your insides just freeze up a little bit and you stiffen up, you're like, oh fucking hell shit, I can't shake that. I can't shake that anxiety. It's horrible. I hate it. Oh, that's better. Fucking hell, flashing lights behind me. I don't know what's worse, being followed by a police car or looking at the fucking beigest motorcycle ever created. That thing I was driving it's so fucking beige, they've even painted it beige. Fucking hell!
They're coming to the download to Amsterdam.
I'm not a big fan of mushrooms normally. I would never have mushrooms on a pizza. I wouldn't have mushrooms with my breakfast. But, try it in once, and in the spirit of a trip to Amsterdam, it would seem a shame not to partake in the culinary delights.
I'm going to smoke a doobie. I'm going to skin up. boomer spec fucking pussy weed. In fact, I rephrase, my drug of choice is going to be vag.
First up, I mount the front fender, and then it's time to fit the front wheel.
Hey, 25. Well, if anyone wants some free air, not free, mate. That costs you 75p. How much fuel do I need? I've got no idea. I think that's fuel back to do it. Can't do much in there. I'll walk that over. I think it's going to take 18 minutes. They're not filling out this way. But everything's so expensive. No, I bought some all-working spreadsheets this weekend. For this weekend. And I went that way as well. Anyway, I went to buy some spreadsheets. Fucking, I don't know, different on, I like the quality grip. And it cost me 350 quid. I didn't know so much of the down for that. And they threw it. And we threw like, yeah. Oh, let's go to right there. The thing fell without even the thing in. This is going to be the screwdriver for sure. So they are. They're definitely on the blower thing. Okay, we've got air, we've got fuel. We've got sustenance, and we've got fuel. What is that when you've got the other two doors? Those are going back. Yeah, those are the main thing. Yeah. Tanks and everything else, beautiful. Reduces crash damage. Yeah, you won't need that. Just shut up and talk about that all one here. Really? Okay, so, it rolls, it goes into gear. That's good. The tyres feel like they've been mismachined. They are super slippery, so we need to be super careful with it.
Yeah, they're just around you as well, or either that, or whoever had them,
Yeah.
didn't like to go around corners with any clean out.
Let's try second gear, shall we? While we're in. Oh, this is horrible.
It's shit, mate.
Those wheels are about 3 inches too high, and it's got like a wheel on it, so you've got no pallet.
Yeah.
So that's the real thing, you're alright. I don't know why it's like, it's like it's like a lot of food stuff. So when you go down the Fender's road now, it's got a lot of stuff on it, a lot of cameras.
This is where I realized that the bolts of the fender actually need to come out again. Otherwise, there's no way to get the wheel in place. So I loosen the fender bolts, tilt the fender upward, roll the wheel into position, and then slide in the front axle. Once the wheel is seated correctly, I reinstall and tighten the fender bolts again.
Just slip it in there so you can make your own colour choices. What would you go for, black or blue? We're on the RS11 road tyre. This is the only tyre that comes with this bike. And actually, because of the damp conditions and cool conditions, that's probably going to be a good thing. So finally, it's been 3 days trying to organise spinning a wheel on this bike. So let's jump aboard and navigate ourselves around this slightly damp track, but that's better than no track. I'll take that all day and we'll see where we get to.
Thank you. Right, this is my speed for the day. Well, the morning for the 12th loading. Let's get on it. So this is set up. This is set up in road shift. Might be quite looking forward to this. It's such a shame about the weather, but there we go. Nothing to do about it. So,
and remember, stay hydrated. Oh, and yes, I've already replaced the front wheel bearings. This is something you should do more often than you think. Seriously, consider making it a habit to replace the bearings whenever you change tires. It's a small cost for a big peace of mind when you're out riding. With the wheel in place, I tighten the left fork leg pinch bolts to the specified torque, then torque the axle nut. Finally, I secure the right side pinch bolts to spec as well.
For 3 days, not knowing if we're going to ride the bike, finally rode it, and yeah, impressed so far. So let's fiddle with the dashboard knob loose and get in another lap before it rains.
Right, so I'm going to put it in track 1 now. So power 1, track control 1, slide control 1, lift 1, basically everything with little interference as possible. We should have a little bit more of a live experience. But it doesn't feel like a small bike, so it's quite a big, quite a substantial machine. And I reckon, this is 117 horsepower, and I reckon with a decent exhaust system you're going to get really good results. And I think once you just speed it up a little bit, I think that's the liveliness. I mean, there's all sorts of EU regulations and stuff that we need to comply and manufacture these supplies, but this is it in Ep.6 within those regulations. Right, let's do it. Oh my God! The motor!
Moving on to the front brakes, time to install the calipers. I've already mounted the left front caliper, but that part didn't make it on camera. The process is identical for the right side. I apply a thin layer of aluminum anti-seize, paste the bolts before tightening them to the specified torque. Next up, it's time to route the front brake lines. I'm installing brand new lines, and of course, I'm using new copper washers on both sides of the banjo fittings. Once both lines are fitted, I secure them neatly in place and reinstall the bracket under the headlight that holds the brake hoses in position. Now it's time to move on to the rear brake caliper and its brake line. I start by mounting the caliper using the original bolts, just loosely for now, since I plan to replace them later. Then, I route the brake line forward along the swing arm, towards the area where the rear master cylinder will be installed later in the build. With the rear brake line routed forward, I take care of something I forgot earlier, the lower rear engine mount. I remove the bolts, apply a generous amount of anti-seize grease, and torque them to spec. Next, I move on to the right side foot control bracket, which carries both the rear brake pedal and the rear master cylinder. I install the decorative trim rings and mount the bracket to the frame first. Then, I fit the brake pedal and master cylinder while the bracket is already in place. In hindsight, it's actually much easier to install the brake pedal and master cylinder before bolting the bracket to the frame. So learn from my mistake. Once that's done, I also mount the brake fluid reservoir and connect its hose. With the right side complete, I move over to the left side of the bike. Here, I temporarily remove the bracket from the frame to install the gear pedal, then bolt the bracket back into place. Finally, I install the linkage rod that connects the gear pedal to the gearbox, along with the quickshifter sensor that sits inline on the rod. Finally, before wrapping up this episode, I route the quickshifter wiring neatly along the frame and connect it to the main quickshifter control unit. And with that, we're done for today. The Griso is really starting to look like a complete bike again, and we're getting close to that first startup. In the next episode, we'll move on to bleeding the brake system, mounting the fuel tank, and finishing up the remaining details before the big moment. As always, if you're enjoying the build, please subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss what's coming next. It's totally free, and it really helps me keep the channel going. Also, I'd really love to hear your thoughts about the editing style and video format. Do you prefer the fast-forward, polished format or a more relaxed, workshop-style video like this one? Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. It really helps shape how I make these videos going forward. Thanks for watching. See you next time.